Here for postgame presser after App State's third win in a row. Here with head coach Justin Kerns. He will begin with an opening statement, and then we'll open the floor to questions.
Proud of our guys for this weekend, leading for 80 minutes in the Sun Belt play, which is really hard to do. I thought we were really tough. I thought we got big stops down the stretch, and we withstanded their run. 13 assists, 8 turnovers was big. I thought we had a lot of balance. And so just overall great win, proud of our guys.
Dustin, the last 3 games you guys have been averaging 25 three-point attempts in those games. You're at 14 today. Intentional or just kind of the way it played out?
Just probably the way it played out, yeah. Now they are one of the top teams from taking away your threes. And so that's just something they do well. And so it just kind of happened that way.
Terrence Harcum has been playing really well, obviously, of late. 1 for 6 in the first half, comes back out in the second half. I think at one point he had 11 points and Arkansas State had 11 points, so he came out pretty hot. Anything that you guys did at halftime to shake him loose, or did he just start knocking him down?
He just started knocking him down. He's just a good player, and he's playing confident right now, which he should be. But no, it's a couple of them were late clock situations, and he just knocked them down.
You've got an 18-2 points from turnover advantage. As you guys were scouting Arkansas State, did you see that as an opportunity to maybe hurry them up and turn them over?
Yeah, David, that was something that we identified. It is that you can get some transition opportunities against them. El Sheik is a terrific rebounder, averages 11 a game. And so he's always kind of up near the basket. And so they don't really, quote, have a rim protector sometimes in transition. And so we've seen a lot of teams get out in transition and get them. That was definitely an emphasis.
3 personnel questions for you. Will you comment on Zacho Littleton's absence today?
Yeah, Zacho came in the office yesterday and is going to enter the transfer portal, so we wish him and his family all the best. We're cheering for him, as that's, that goes.
Carvel Teasit, obviously being back. I know he'd been suspended for a while. Comment on that?
Yeah, no, he's available and getting reps, and so yeah, he's ready to go.
And then Tyree Boykin, no boot, nothing on his foot. It looked like. What's the latest?
Yeah, that's the good news. He's out of the boot. He got out of the boot on Thursday, but he can't go 0 to 100. And so we certainly anticipate having him back soon. He went back to the doctor Thursday. Good news, he's out of the boot. But once again, it's really, really difficult. And we trust the doctors, and they made the decision that he's just a little. Now he's got to. He hasn't done anything for a while, and so conditioning, cutting, all that stuff. He'll get back in the groove here this week.
Does it help him in terms of his rehab that you guys have this little home stretch right now?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I hadn't really thought about that, but I certainly think, our doctors and medical staff, Regina, Parquet, they do a terrific job, and just not having to travel and all that stuff, yeah, it is help.
You've been missing him for a chunk of time here, and everybody's kind of picked up, and kind of secondary to that, this was a day-to-day that you could have very easily had a letdown. You're playing a team that's lost 8 straight games. They're struggling. Second game of the week. Just talk about how focused you guys were today.
Well, we talked about that last night in our walkthrough about, hey, it's competitive sports and it's college basketball. And I gave them some other examples of, teams that maybe have, quote, been struggling. But last weekend they took Marshall to overtime, and so we gave them some things to center ourselves, because it's human nature. When you've got a team that's in, quote, last place, you've got them at home. It's human nature to relax a little bit. And I was really proud of our guys. We led for 80 minutes this weekend. We led for 40 minutes again today. And against a team that, like I said, they've been close. They took Louisiana down to the wire. They took Marshall to overtime. Texas State was a 3-point game. And so at some point they are going to get over the hump and get some wins. I'm glad it wasn't today.
I'm kind of like watching these games lately and feeling like I'm back in the 1980s in college, watching pre-shot clock kind of basketball. You guys have really put the thumbs on teams for a while now. Just talk some more about how proud you are of your defensive effort.
Yeah, our defense is getting to where it needs to get to. I think that's, outside of the Coastal game, I think that's 4 straight teams we've held in the 50s. And we're not playing a ton of guys, so it's now I'll give Arkansas State credit. They carved our zone up. We tried to go zone in the first half. They scored every time we played it. And so we had to go with our man-to-man, and our guys, and they do a lot of screening and a lot of off-ball stuff to kind of wear you down, but our guys really, stepped up.
Hey, Coach, James Parker with the Appalachians. So you only had a few fast break points. So how would you describe the style of this offense in the half court?
Yeah, I think we did get out in transition some, as David mentioned. I think that I'm not sure how that quote fast break point works, but some of those quote paint points or and points off turnovers were in transition. But that was definitely an emphasis to us. When we have opportunities, we've got to run. They kind of play at a slower pace. They want to grind it out, and so we had to speed it up at times.
And lastly, talk a little bit about what you saw on the defensive end tonight. Forcing those turnovers. And getting a lot of block shots. I think you had a total of 8 blocks. C.J. Huntley had 3. So just talk a little bit about what you saw from the defense tonight.
Yeah, Abson's another 3. C.J. Huntley 3. Like, I just thought, especially late, and Feltz was getting loose, and really, he's a high-level shooter. But I definitely thought that we, in winning time, we really did a good job defensively, and really. We just kind of made things difficult for them, I thought. Like, if they did get a clean look, it was contested. I just thought, like, we were locked in there late. I was proud of our guys.
Coach, I don't have the final attendance number in front of me, but I think probably our 2 best crowds of the year these past, Thursday today. What's the message to App Nation?
Well, I was going to close it, Austin, by saying that. I thought today's crowd was fantastic. I thought it was outstanding, and let's keep building on it. We've got Marshall and James Madison coming here next week. We've got 4 more home games, and we need everybody. When we played at those places, it was packed, and so I just thought App Nation showed out today. Walking out there to do the radio and seeing the court covered with fans and kids running around, it's awesome. It's awesome. It's like a party out there, and let's continue the party on Thursday night. But thank you to App Nation, to our students. Awesome crowd. Any other questions?
Thanks,
Coach. Go
Kerns.
Mountaineers, take stairs.